Man, are the weather gods smiling on the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. What a gorgeous day. And we got a nice crowd on hand. Today, the ABC World League posse rolls out with the London Monarchs, the defending World League champions from last year, against the New York, New Jersey Knights. Let's have a look at some of the scores last night in the World League. Look at this one. Ohio finally wins its first ball game of, well, in franchise history, 20-17 over Frankfurt. And let's have a look at how it happened. Late in the ball game, with time winding down, Jerry Korick sets up for a 46-yard field goal. And watch this one clear the uprights, and it is good. And Ohio wins its first ball game of the season. Elsewhere, Birmingham was taking on Barcelona as they celebrated. Birmingham defeated Barcelona 19-17. That game played at Legion Field. So the standings look like this. In the North American East Division, New York, New Jersey needs a win to stay alive in that playoff race. In Europe, Barcelona could have clinched the division title with a win, but instead, well, they still are in control. And in the North American West, San Antonio plays Orlando in a key matchup of division leaders today. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Jones in the house, and welcome to Week 7 in the World League. We only have 3 weeks remaining. You know what? In this game, this matchup between London and New York, New Jersey, the World League has its version of the Redskins against the Cowboys or the Celtics against the Lakers. Simply put, it is the rivalry in the league. And here's a look at what happened the first time these two teams met back in the first week of the season. The game was played at London's Wembley Stadium. Reggie Slack drops back to pass early in the ball game, and he hits Cornell Burbage over the middle. Burbage eludes a couple of tacklers and goes 41 yards for the touchdown as the Knights led. But Stan the Man Gelbaugh rears back and throws a dart to Sean Foster. That one's good for 29 yards and a touchdown. But here's the key play of the game. William Kirksley picks off Slack's pass in overtime as the Monarchs go on to win it 26-20. And the tension builds for today's ball game. Working with me this afternoon, London, New York, Rome, Paris, you name it. Tim Brent has the best ties in the business, ladies and gentlemen.
Haberdashers were not.
Tim, these two teams are heading in totally opposite directions right now.
Absolutely. I think the London Monarchs have lost their fire. They're floundering. There's no motivation. They're 5 games without a win here. They're looking for that spark, and they haven't gotten it out of last year's most valuable player, Stan Gelbaugh. He is the quarterback, but he's thrown more interceptions than he has touchdowns. And some of the players, I think, are wondering about his motivation. Now, last week, he went out with a wrist injury. And when he went out, Fred McNair, his backup, came in. What a game McNair had. 19 for 28, 2 touchdowns. And look at that one on the right there. Absolutely no interceptions. He was mobile. I think if Gelbaugh struggles today, they may come back with McNair because he did add that spark. He stepped up and came through for him.
Yeah, pretty good possibility of seeing that. Meanwhile, Tim, on the other side of the line of scrimmage, we got the big Slack attack with Reggie for the Knights.
Reggie Slack, I liked him at Auburn University. I like him now. He's with the Houston Oilers. He's on loan from them. He comes in. Now he started 2 games in a row. They've won them both. Last week he hit his first 9 passes in a row, 3 touchdowns. He has really lit him up. And if you watch him today, he is playing with such extreme confidence that it just seems to flow throughout the team now. They're on a roll. They believe they can win this game.
Yeah, and head coach Mouse Davis of the Knights is really high on his starting quarterback. Right now, let's go downstairs to the Mouse Man, standing by with Julie Moran. Julie?
Well, the World League installed this no-bump rule, hoping to generate more offense and thus more exciting games. And if any team was likely to benefit from that rule, it should have been the run-and-shoot Mouse Davis Knights. But, Coach, that has not necessarily been the case.
No, if anything, it's been more of a defensive rule. By the time the officials got to the interpretation of the rule, they so changed it that it became more defensively oriented. We have not had a single bump called for us this year. So I don't think it's been a real positive thing at this point.
Now, coming into this game, these Monarchs have beaten you 4 straight times. Mentally, how do you overcome that?
Well, by winning, Julie, we got to win. That's the real key. And certainly we've had a good week of practice. I think you have to do that. You have to get concentration each snap, and we've attempted to do that. Now the proof is in the pudding, child. We're ready to do the deal.
All right, Coach, best of luck today. Back up to Mark and Tim.
All right, and that's head coach Ray Wilsey of the London Monarchs. A very frustrating year for him. He'll tell you that. When we met with him yesterday, he said exactly that. The Knights will kick it off. This is Kendall Trainor's kick that goes out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. And London will probably elect to have New York, New Jersey kick this one over again. Just a beautiful day here at the Meadowlands, as the Monarchs will elect to decline the penalty. They'll pick the flag up and they'll start off, at about the 30-yard line. Stan Gelbaugh is the quarterback in charge. Last week he was injured in the second quarter, did not return. As we mentioned earlier, 9 interceptions though this year. That is what has really killed this Monarchs ball club.
And the injury last week was to his right wrist, his throwing hand. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how it has affected him, if at all.
Stan Gelbaugh, last year's World League MVP. As the late Marvin Gaye would say, let's get it on. Let's play some football. Ball is on the 35, 1st and 10. And Gelbaugh is way off the mark with his first pass of the game.
That's any indication of his wrist. Look out, that ball wasn't even close.
A look at the backs and the receivers. Sean Foster leads the World League in receiving yardage. Judd Garrett is the team's leading receiver with 38 receptions. One of the hot spots and problem spots for this London team is their offensive line. They have given up more than 10 sacks. They've given up 14, and last year they gave up 10 all year. The Monarchs on 2nd and 10. Gelbaugh on the draw to Jeff Alexander. Flag is down on the play, and Alexander has about 3 yards. The tackle made by Tony Jones. Let's set this Knights defense for you now. Up front, Pat Marlett is the guy to watch. He's 6'5", 262 pounds, out of West Virginia University.
And if he's not, then Mikolas is. He's the leading tackler on that defensive line.
And a look at the linebackers, Fletcher Pritchett and Ron Sancho, a returnee from last year in the secondary. Tony Jones, number 22, is their best coverage guy. He's been the most consistent DB
illegal motion
all year.
On the offense, 2 men moving, repeat 2nd down.
You know, these are the two most penalized teams in the entire league. As a matter of fact, New York, New Jersey's #1, then comes London. Well over 300 yards in penalties, and London just got another one.
So they move it back to the 30. 2nd down and 15. Judd Garrett is in the slot to the right of Gelbaugh. A little motion and a little more linen down on the turf.
Mellow yellow. Flags continue to fly. All those yellow flags everywhere.
False start. Number 76, offense. 5 yards, still 2nd down.
They call that one on Ron Shipley, the center.
No question about the motion. As a matter of fact, the ball doesn't even move. Everybody comes jumping across. When you see that, you anticipate the first flinch. You've got to jump. You've got to come.
More penalties. 2nd down and 20. Sprint draw to Alexander. Alexander gets some of that yardage back, and he's out to the 32-yard line.
But he still does not get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's because they've hurt themselves with penalties. We talked about these two teams being the most penalized teams in the entire World League. Look at this. It's absurd. New York, New Jersey over almost 500 yards, and the London Monarchs now over 400 yards in penalties.
Third down and 13. Gelbaugh to pass. Under pressure, gets it away, and it's intercepted at the 37-yard line, and now a fumble by Richard Carey. The Knights get it back, and they'll be in great field position.
Carey with his 2nd interception of the year, but this is caused because of the pressure both sides. Brian Smith came hard. They got the outside. Watch this now. We mentioned that Gelbaugh's been sacked 13 times from the outside. Now comes Brian Smith, 78. He can feel that pressure, grabs the back of his head, steps up, forces a throw. Now watch number 23, Carey. Carey comes in. This is his 2nd interception. He's around the ball all the time, 29 tackles. He played in the NFL, most recently with the Buffalo Bills. His cousin James Hasty is with the Jets. This guy's experience makes the pick, and here come the Knights.
And the trouble continues for head coach Ray Wilsey and the Monarchs. That was Stan Gelbaugh's 10th interception of the season.
Well, we just talked about the fact in the open that he's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns this year, and here they're going to march it off against London again, personal foul, more penalty yards.
Yeah, guess what? Another one. Penalty was on the return of the interception.
All right, after that first series, can you tell which team is skying and which one's not? London is definitely floundering, and these guys right here, led by Reggie Slack, are sky high.
Slack, the third-rated quarterback in the World League. Kip Lewis is in motion to the bottom of your screen. Let's see if the Knights can capitalize on that gift from the Monarchs. Slack hands it off to McLemore. McLemore pounds his way inside the 20 down to the 19. Let's have a look at the backs and receivers now for the Knights. As you look at those receivers, I'm not going to say that they're short, but standing next to them, I feel like Wilt Chamberlain, average height about 5'6". And a look at the offensive line: Baines, Truitt, Hussar, Baldwin, and Ditko. A gain of 4 yards on that carry by McLemore. Sets up 2nd and 6. Kip Lewis goes in motion. Our first look at the run and shoot. Slack with the shoot. Incomplete. Intended for Lewis at the 5-yard line. Let's have a look at that London defense now. A defense that has been torn up big time this year. Steve Kaufusi has done a fine job up front, though. He leads the Monarchs in sacks. He has 4 coming into this ball game.
John Shannon back from food poisoning. He did not play last week.
And Danny Lockett, last year's World League Defensive Player of the Year. Dan Crossman leads the team in tackles, which is, Tim, a bad sign, I guess, if your DB leads the team in tackles. It's 3rd down and 6. Slack to pass again. And Danny Lockett, speak of the devil, nails him back at the 25-yard line. That's only his 3rd sack of the season.
Well, their battle cry is, let's finish this season strongly. We have floundered. But then watch 94, they bring him. They came with 3 down linemen this time and just kind of overpowered everybody. You see Lockett coming from the outside. Slack took way too much time. He's either got to tuck it away and go, or he's got to make his decision much quicker. But a big play by Lockett.
Lockett last year had 13.5 sacks.
That's only his 3rd this year.
Kendall Traynor now in to attempt a field goal from 43 yards out. And he drills this one. So the Knights capitalize on that turnover from Stan Gelb on the interception, and they lead 3-0 early from the Meadowlands. You're looking at Mouse Davis, Darryl Mouse Davis, the head coach of the Knights in his 2nd year. Last year, he led the Knights to the North American East Division Championship. Traynor kicks it off. It's picked up by Ted Popson at the 25. And he is down at the 27-yard line. So Stan Gelbaugh will get another crack at it. Gelbaugh 0 for 2 on that first series with an interception. And the Monarchs have been here before, putting themselves in a hole again, once again early. Sean Foster is split out wide to the bottom of your screen. Foster leads the World League in receiving yardage. Gelbaugh back to pass. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it falls incomplete.
Pat Marlott got a hand on it again. The big guy came through. He's 6'5", and Gelbaugh had to throw over him. He's even taller than Gelbaugh is. You put those big hands up, and Gelbaugh's got to find that throwing lane.
You can just see it on his face, Tim. When we spoke with him last week in London, and he was just extremely frustrated and disappointed in his year so far. 2nd down and 10. Alexander and Smith at the backs. Handoff goes to Jeff Alexander. He pounds his way over the 30-yard line. Tackled by Dan Land. We talked about London's slow start. Statistically, they have been outscored by a huge amount in the first quarter, and you see it right there, 24-3. by the opponents.
But you know what? Going into that game last week against Sacramento, they had scored only 24 points in 3 games. At least they put 26 on the board against the Surge, so they feel like the life has been put back into them. There's more breath in this thing, but it still doesn't look like it thus far in this game. The confidence just isn't there.
They could use a lot of that. 3rd down and 5 right now. Gelbaugh over the middle, complete to Judd Garrett, and he has a 1st down at the 44. Richard Carey made the tackle, a gain of 13 yards on that pass and catch.
This is a nice play. It's well designed. Now, Judd Garrett, they call him a running back, but he is used almost exclusively as a receiver. This is his 39th catch of the year, and look, he's locked up on number 58, Fletcher. He can outrun him every single time. Fletcher's 6'2", 235, but he cannot keep up with Garrett, who is out of Princeton as a running back, and he is their leading receiver.
Garrett checks out of the ball game. Gelbaugh hands it off to Alexander. Alexander seeing the ball a lot. He pounds over the 45 and has a 1st down.
And look at the push at the end of the play. See, now that's the kind of thing they haven't had over the last 4 games. They need somebody to do that, somebody to strive for the extra yards, somebody to put some life in this thing, show some fire. Watch this. Here comes Alexander now. He's 6'1", 245 pounds, 9 touchdowns last year. He can do it, he wants to. Locks up with the linebackers, keep pushing, gets the 1st. Big play.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama high-performance tires.
Don't look good.
Well, you're stuck here.
Oh, man, how we gonna get out of here, man?
Wait a minute.
Sound like
Isn't that? Sure looks like it. That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
New KFC honey barbecue fried chicken in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods. Now try new KFC honey barbecue chicken, 8 pieces, just $5.99, or a 2-piece snack, just $1.99.
Your breakfast, sir.
This new Kellogg's Frosted Bran is quite sensible. Crispy flakes with whole wheat and bran, lightly frosted for a taste. A taste that's delicious! I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I love it. And new Kellogg's Frosted Bran has less sugar than you'd imagine, but the taste, it's out of...
We've got to stop serving this.
New Kellogg's Frosted Bran, wildly delicious, sensibly good.
Masters champion Fred Couples at a field of the PGA's best, tee it up in Texas for a Lone Star Showdown. It's the final round of the Shell Houston Open today on ABC Sports.
Reggie Slack telling me yesterday at practice that he was enjoying himself playing in the World League, learning a lot about football and getting the reps. But for quarterback Stan Gelbaugh, it has been a miserable season. For his 10th interception of the year early in the ballgame. Play action, Gelbaugh. Got a man open, wide open, deep, and he throws it incomplete for Sean Foster. But on the far side of the field, Tim, Bernard Ford was wide open.
Absolutely. He cleared early, too, at about the 30. He was already by his man, Richard Carey.
Other World League games today, a battle of division leaders. Orlando taking on San Antonio, then the Thunder lead 3-0. Sacramento leading Montreal 7-3. David Archer doing a job out there in Sacramento this year.
You know, so many teams have laid back and played in a soft zone against London, have been successful, but New York's coming hard. Here they come again with the blitz.
And Gelbaugh steps up, looks over the middle, incomplete for number 85, Tony Sargent. And there again, Tim, it almost looked like he had him open.
Watch this right here. Look at all these guys. You can tell the blitz is coming right here. All this is going to be a big push here, too, as well. Now, let's go ahead and roll it. Here they come. Bam, they're bringing both linebackers. They're bringing everybody up front. The push comes to the outside. Stan has to step up and hurry his throw. He had a man open. Look at this. Had him by 2 steps and overthrows him. That's a touchdown.
Gelbaugh, 1 of 6, 13 yards, and 1 pick.
Blue 95!
Out to the left and under pressure again. Gelbaugh goes down at the 48-yard line. Mark Moore made the tackle on the blitz. They were coming right from Jump Street, right from the start.
Came on the safety blitz. Now they put in Moore. There he is, 25. Watch him right here. Here he comes now. Boom. Gets to the outside. Already you've outnumbered him. You count the people. There's nobody there to pick him up. And he's free. Gets the sack. That's the 15th sack against Gelbaugh this year.
Into punt, Alsbury now, standing on his own 35-yard line. Davis Smith is standing on his own 11, and the punt is almost blocked. And a terrible punt that bounces at the 30 and now rolls down to the 23. Short punt, and we'll take a quick break as Fred McNair looks on. Will he come in? Well, we don't know.
This ball was not blown dead. It was touched by a London player. It's picked up. And they're going to say it's a touchdown. Absolutely.
Davis Smith ran for a touchdown. He got us all.
I'm going to tell you, this ball was touched at the 33-yard line. There was no whistle.
The officials ruled it a touchdown.
Now, there is no replay in this league. Now, there's also a conflict right now with the officials. So the umpire, the back judge, and the referee will get together at midfield. And they'll talk about this. Was it blown dead or not?
Confusion on the field. Here's the call.
There was no possession on the punt. Only an illegal touch. Touchdown.
There you go.
You heard it.
It was touched. I knew that. You said the ball kept rolling, but it was touched at about the 33. And then the only question was the whistle blown?
A real sleeper. Davis Smith returns the punt 73 yards for a touchdown.
That's something that should never happen. A London player had his back to the punt. It hit the ground and bounced off him. Now watch this ball. Freeze right here. See that? It hits this guy right here. And that's a live ball. Whistle doesn't blow. London players look at it. Although that should have been down. Wait a minute. I didn't see it was down before.
No.
That should have been down.
Kendall Traynor will kick the extra point. But that looked like it was down. We'll get more on that, hopefully, when we return. But for now, anyway, it's 7-0 for the Knights on the sleeper play of the year in the World League. Hey, you'll see anything here. Stick around.
Well, you're stuck here.
Where is here?
This is Lake Edna.
Lake Edna?
Hammer.
We gotta make this shit. Wait a minute. Sound like it's gonna be another one of those.
Isn't that? Sure looks like it. That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
Yo, this is one of those records when the
KFC honey barbecue fried chicken. Something new in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
In a world of sweeping changes, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock. The Prudential Rock Solid.
When life turns up the heat.
Yeah, hi. I'm Jeff Green.
There's Degree Antiperspirant. Degree's body heat activated.
1 more minute.
To release extra protection.
Jeff? Hi.
Degree, your body heat turns it on.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama High Performance Tires.
Tonight.
You've got to come back with me. Where? Back to the future.
They're back. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, Back to the Future 2, tonight.
The Knights lead 10-0 on a controversial play. Tim, the question is, was this ball down or not?
I thought it was down. At first I didn't, but the replay shows. Go ahead and roll this replay now. You'll see the punt. All right? Now, the back of the London players to the ball, stop it right here. All right? This is going to be hit right here. He's going to touch it. It's going to hit his back. All right? It's still a live ball. Go ahead and roll it. Bam, comes off him. It's still a live ball. Now the London players stand around. It's not down. It's not down. There's Roland Smith. He comes up 34. He touches the ball down. It should have been down right there. No touchdown.
Well, It's still 10-0, and Bernard Ford returns trainer's kick out to the 20-yard line. And there's a look at Davis Smith, who returned it 77 yards for the touchdown. That was the first punt return for a touchdown in Knights history.
Now the rule says a punted ball remains a kick ball until it is declared dead or in the possession of either team. There was no question in my mind that the ball was touched and downed.
So the breaks continue to go against the Monarchs early here at the Meadowlands. Gelbaugh hands it off to Jeff Alexander. Sorry, but no thanks. Nowhere to go. Alexander downed at the 20-yard line. David Adine made the tackle that time. Jeff Alexander coming off the best game of the season last week against Sacramento at 60 yards on 13 carries.
There's the guy that replaced Larry Kinnan.
Hey, we got.
He's now with the Seahawks, and I mean he's struggling mentally.
Go your way,
1-4-1.
Go your way, Rabbit.
Gelbaugh 2nd and 10. Hands it off to Alexander again. The tackle by Ron Sancho. Tim, we've seen London now trying to establish the run with Alexander.
Yeah, but how about this guy, 52, Ron Sancho? He's been the last 2 times. He's been there to cut the playoffs. 2nd team All-World last year. 7th round selection of the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, he won notoriety for saving the life of a truck driver whose rig had overturned, spilling hydrochloric acid. He pulled the guy free of the truck, saved his life.
Maybe a knight in shining armor of sorts.
Southwest.
3rd down and 10. Gelbaugh under pressure unloads it, going upstairs, and this one's almost intercepted too. Richard Carey was there to make the play.
Again, there was pressure on Gelbaugh. This time it came from the safety, Philander Newton, but they are really all over this guy.
Tim, one of the questions now is how long does the head coach wait if and when he decides to make a change at the quarterbacking position?
Oh, I don't think he's even thought about it yet. He still wants Stan to find his rhythm. It's still early in this ball game.
Alsbury sets up to punt it on his own 6. And let's see if this one is going to be downed or not. It's Davis Smith again who fumbles it, but recovers it at the 46. And this one is dead. Yep, this one's dead. A 26-yard punt. So no mystery plays or surprise plays on this one. It's still 10-0 for the Knights. .7:12 remaining in the first quarter of play. The Knights over the Monarchs 10-0. Mark Jones along with Tim Brandt and Julie Moran. And boy, we've seen a few surprises so far early.
It was just a bad call. I mean, Smith downed the football. It should have been down. Instead, no whistle blows. The Knights pick it up. They run it back for a touchdown.
Yeah, his 77-yard return was a World League record just moments ago. Chris McLemore is the lone back. Slack. And he's sacked back at the 45-yard line by Ricky Williams. Let's right now go downstairs to Julie Moran. Julie?
All right, Mark, I'm with Roland Smith. And Roland, we could see some things on the replay that maybe the officials didn't see. Did you feel like you downed the ball?
Yes, I felt that I downed the ball. You know, all along when I was playing football, I always thought if you touch the ball down, it was down. But they say I have to have possession of the football, and then the ball would be illegally down. So that was something I just blew.
Was there a whistle?
I didn't hear a whistle, but that's what they say. There wasn't no whistle, so I guess that's how they got to pass the ball and scored a touchdown.
All right, thanks, Roland. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, Julie, so he says anyway there was no possession.
See, I disagree. He had his hand on the ball, it was on the ground. He had possession of the football. That's his football.
2nd and 19. Slack over the middle. Complete to Cornell Burbage at the 35-yard line. Slack drills a dart to Burbage. And there you see the live arm of Reggie Slack.
And you're seeing the run and shoot attack. Now, the run and shoot spreads the offense all the way across the field. The logic there is to spread the defense thin. Try to outnumber the defense. And also what you want to do is lock up 101. And that's what Burbage did that time. Locked up, round the route. Good pass, completion. And now they've got 3rd and short.
Burbage averaging almost 14 yards per reception. 3rd down and 1.
Come on.
Monty Gilbreth goes in motion to the top of your screen. Slack to pass again. Was looking deep, and his man was covered. His receiver comes back to the ball nicely and makes the reception at the 35-yard line. That was Kip Lewis.
Kip Lewis is the leading receiver. That's his 27th catch of the year, but this play is made because of the mobility of Reggie Slack. Now, it's supposed to be a 3-step drop throw. Nobody's there, there's coverage. He looks around, checks his receivers, rolls out of the pocket, no containment. The receiver comes back, they get the first. Reggie Slack with his mobility makes that play.
Coach Mouse Davis was singing his praises yesterday at practice. Especially his smarts, that he sees the field and anticipates things extremely well.
Well, he wanted to be a running back, and you can see how fast he is.
And our running back, wannabe running back, calls a timeout. The Knights are in control early. It's 10-0. Come back to the Meadowlands in just a minute.
Have you had your V8 today?
This one of many people that feel that quarterback Reggie Slack is the heir apparent to Warren Moon in Houston. Here's what the coach had to say about him yesterday.
And each week he's gotten better and better and better. And I really think it gives him a chance, not only to be an excellent quarterback in our league, but an excellent quarterback in the big league. He is a talent. And sometimes the difference between being a player talent and just a talent is being in the right place at the right time.
And where have you heard that before? Timing being extremely important. Slack making Pensacola, Florida his home right now.
He is the 3rd-rated quarterback in the World League right now, but of course had that big game last week. Hit his first 9 passes, 19 of 28, 178 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
He said that this offense is great for him because it's very similar to the one that they run in Houston. 1st down and 10. Slack in control on the option, keeps it himself. And there's our wannabe running back plowing down to the 24-yard line before being tackled by Ricky Shaw.
Just watch the mobility of this guy. Now, he's got a key on the contain guy. See him? Stop right there. All right, now he is reading this guy right here. All right, now watch. He'll fake the pitch, cut it, slide in between them. As soon as that guy steps out, he's up in, he's got the big gainer.
A gain of 9 yards on that play. 2nd down and 1. Little option package that time. McLemore close to the 20 to the 21. Stopped up by Kirksley and Lockett. We've got 4:19 remaining in the 1st quarter. The Knights lead the Monarchs 10-0. If you hadn't seen it, you wouldn't have believed it. The punt return by the Knights was unbelievable. First and 10, McLemore on the pitch from Slack. And he takes it down to the 11-yard line. So the run and shoot firing on all cylinders early here.
Well, I tell you what, there is the exact same option play they ran before. Steve Kafusi this time now comes to Reggie Slack, so he pitched it. He is reading the outside man quickly, decisively, and he's making the right call.
Well, Slack coming off that shoulder injury, I'm not so sure if you want him to take a pounding on too many option plays.
No, you're right about that. I'm just saying when they do call that play and he runs it, he's been running it effectively.
Kip Lewis in motion. Slack hands it off up the middle, and there is nothing happening there. Ricky Williams said no thank you. Ricky Williams, one of the more underrated members of this London defensive crew.
Yeah, the problem here was Damon Baldwin, 64, missed his block. You saw him, he didn't get off the ball, made no contact, and that stopped the play before it even began.
2nd down and 9. The Knights in the red zone. That's Monty Gilbreth in motion. Slack hands it off to McLemore. He's got some room. Touchdown, Knights. Chris McLemore makes it 16-0.
I want you to watch the block, Mark, of number 81, Monty Gilbreth. Boy, I'm telling you something. He opens this thing up. Bam, right there, and then he just takes it in himself. Outstanding play. McLemore got a lot of help, though.
Trainer in for the extra point, and what do the Monarchs do now? We haven't even reached the end of the first quarter. They trail 17-0 on Chris McLemore's Mac attack. It's the World League. Come on back. A good crowd on hand here at the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey, as they're starting to wave. Maybe waving goodbye to the Monarchs. I want to remind you that the Knights have never, ever, ever defeated the Monarchs in World League competition. They're 0-4.
I'll tell you what, though, they believe they can win this one. They're playing with confidence. The crowd's behind them. Look at this. Spectacular day in the shadow of the skyline in New York. We're across the Hudson, and it is just beautiful.
The Knights getting set to kick it off. New York on a 2-game winning streak. Orlando playing San Antonio today in another important ball game. Realistically, you'd have to think that the Knights are looking at the wild card playoff spot. Either that or they'd need a big fold job on the part of Orlando. The kick goes 5 yards deep to Bernard Ford, and he elects to take the touchback. They'll start off at the 20-yard line.
McLemore's touchdown. Take another look at it. This linebacker right here. Stop it right there now. Hold it. All right, now the block will come over here from Gilbreth. He'll take out Kirksey. And watch this thing go now. Boom, he's on the ground. Gets outside, McLemore walks it in. Touchdown. Very nice block by the outside. McLemore got some help. You ought to go up right now and shake the hand of Gilbreth.
Gilbreth is an interesting story. Had a tough week.
Let's draw, let's draw.
I'll tell you a little bit about that later. Gelba on first down, going up top. And the reception made at the 40-yard line by Bernard Ford. So the Monarchs strike back. 41 yards on the pickup. Gelba to Ford.
Tell you what, Ford has played well the last 3 weeks, too. That's his 22nd reception of the year. But Gelba really laid this thing up, put it high. I think it got caught in a wind. There's a strong wind up top. It just hangs a little bit, but he comes back for the ball. The ball was not thrown hard. It hung, but he adjusted well. The defensive back didn't, and Bernard Ford came up with it.
They mark it at the 39-yard line. Here's the stat of the week. Last year in their playoff game, London led New York. Pardon me, as we'll sort this one out. New York led London 17-0 in their playoff game before London came back to win.
Alvin Powell jump, false start, number 64.
5 yards, still first down.
And so the most penalized team now is rapidly becoming London. They may overtake New York, New Jersey in this game.
Well, Saturday on ABC Sports, hearts will be racing as men and technology challenge the elements and each other in classic settings. First, the top IndyCar drivers are looking to smash speed records at the Brickyard in an all-out race for the pole position. It's the Indianapolis 500 time trials. And on a special edition of ABC's Wide World of Sports, the great yachts will set sail. Southern California is the final challenge for the America's Cup begins live.
The Knights are really putting on the heat. There's no question. They lined up that time, just tried to outnumber London. They did. Flandon Newton almost had the tackle for a loss, but they're bringing 6, 7, 8 guys.
We've got less than a minute to play here in the first quarter. You have to think that London's got to change its game plan just a little bit here.
Here they come again.
And whistles on the play.
It'll go against London, delay of game.
Still second down.
Mark, what's happening is New York, New Jersey's defense is being extremely active. They're bringing safeties up. They're bringing the linebackers like they're showing blitz early, but they're moving them around. Gelbo's trying to read that. He's taking too much time.
Tim, one of the few remaining teams, maybe the Knights, that really come at you in blitz here in the World League.
This is definitely the most aggressive team we've seen in the World League thus far. Now, Sacramento's got probably the best team speed defensive of any team in the league. They mix up their packages pretty good, but they haven't come as hard as New York, New Jersey.
Coming hard is the right term for it. Gelbaugh to the sideline for Sargent, incomplete. As the Knights were coming hard again. Joe Johnson was right there to make the play. A tough season for Stan Gelbaugh. Told me earlier that he was looking forward to the road trip when we saw him last week in London. Looking forward to coming home and seeing his wife and his family.
Well, he was last year's World League most valuable player, and they've booed him the last 2 weeks at Wembley Stadium. He's probably happy to be on the road.
A lot of players echoing that sentiment, saying that this road trip would actually be easier than being at home, which was a surprise to me. Gelbaugh to pass. This one flutters, but it's complete to Ford at the 27-yard line. That one really hung up there. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. Bit of a surprise. We'll return with more World League action after this announcement and a word from our ABC stations.
Imagine being in the Rose Bowl.
Gelbaugh has marched his team down to the Knights' 28-yard line, but you still get the feeling they're a little shocked and stunned after that 77-yard punt return by Davis Smith. Here's the handoff to Jeff Alexander, who's been busy this afternoon. Let's go to Julie, standing by with Davis Smith. Julie?
All right, Mark, I'm here with Davis. And Davis, when did you realize that you should pick up that ball and run with it?
Well, I do that kind of thing every day at practice, and Coach Gantz always tells the defense, you know, pick the ball up. And so I saw the guy not paying attention to me, and he just touched it, and it was just like an instinct to go for it, and I did, and it paid off.
So this touchdown was no accident. You'd been through this drill before.
Oh, no, preparation. I like to say hi to my wife, Sonia, my daughter, Brittany, and Jasmine.
All right, thanks, Davis. Back to you, Mark.
Big play, Julie, by the Knights defense, made by Philanda Newton. Back to the 29. You heard it from Davis Smith. Says he planned it that way.
All right, but this ball to me is down. There's no question in my mind that Smith will down this ball. Now, first, it's inadvertently touched, okay? It comes off the back. All right, it's still a live ball. It comes off Kirksey. Now, watch Smith, 34. Watch him. He comes up. There's the ball. Down it, touch it, boom, freeze it. Right there. That ball is down. Now, if they say you've got to gain possession, what you're going to have is guys starting to pick up the ball and run off the field with it.
Controversial call by the officials. The Knights blitzing. Gelbaugh picks it up and goes up top. Incomplete in the end zone for Tony Sargent. Overthrew his receiver again.
Gelbaugh now 3 for 11, 75 yards and 1 interception. He is just not throwing with confidence or authority.
Let me ask you again, Tim. When do we look to Air McNair?
Well, you're getting closer now than you were before. No, he's struggling. You still don't you don't take your starter out, the World League most valuable player yet. You still will hope that he finds his rhythm and gets things going.
Okay, Philip Alexander now will take a kick at it from 45 yards out. Last year's all-world kicker, and this one is just wide. So the Monarchs failed to get on the scoreboard still. And what do you think head coach Ray Wilsey is saying? He doesn't know what to do. As for Alexander, you see it right there.
Well, you're stuck here.
Where is here?
This is Lake Edna.
Lake Edna?
Hammer. We gotta make this shot.
Wait a minute.
Sound like it's gonna be another one of those.
Isn't that? Sure looks like it.
That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
Yo, this is one of those records when the
KFC honey barbecue fried chicken. Something new in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama high-performance tires.
My kid's big game, and I was out of deodorant. So I used a Wlaf Super Stick. Things couldn't have been closer, but Wlaf's odor protection hung tough. And since I knew it cost less, I switched.
Wlaf Super Stick deodorant. So effective, you won't believe the price.
Your breakfast, sir.
This new Kellogg's Frosted Bran is quite sensible. Crispy flakes with whole wheat and bran, lightly frosted for a taste.
A taste that's delicious. I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I love it.
And new Kellogg's Frosted Bran has less sugar than you'd imagine, but the taste, it's out of...
We've got to stop serving this.
New Kellogg's Frosted Bran, wildly delicious, sensibly good.
Both quarterbacks thus far have been struggling with the wind here at Giant Stadium. Now you can see the flags, that's high above the stadium, but then that goes opposite direction down on the field. It swirls, so although the flag was hanging out to the right that way, if you look at the field, then the wind's coming back left, and everybody's been struggling with that.
And you look at the first quarter statistics, the one turnover that jumps out at you is the one that was caused by Stan Gelbaugh through an interception early in the ball game that has set the tone for the Monarchs. Slack to pass. And he'll escape. Reggie Slack trying to make something out of nothing, but he avoids the sack. Incomplete. Harvey Wilson was there to break it up.
Now we talked about his mobility. We talked about how elusive he is. Here he comes now, and he's looking for his receivers. Checks all three, all sides. He can feel the pressure of Harvey Wilson coming. Wilson doesn't wrap his arms. And then the strength of Slack just pulls away. This guy's 6'2", 221. You cannot take one hand and his jersey and try to throw him to the ground. If anything, looks like Wilson's the one that came up, shaken up after that play.
He's limping off right now. Second quarter just underway. Handoff up to the 35. Chris McLemore carrying it. Mouse Davis and the Knights with their eye on a playoff spot. Mouse Davis, second year as head coach here with the Knights. Coached the Denver Gold of the USFL. Former offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions. Coached in the Canadian Football League too with the Toronto Argonauts. It's a traveled Mouse. Third down and 3. Slack under pressure, escapes it. Well, almost anyway. He's sacked right about at the line of scrimmage by Ricky Williams and Danny Lockett.
You know, if I'm Mouse Davis right now, I'd be furious with my offensive line. He's got receivers that are coming in the open, and Slack is having no time to throw.
Lildahall now comes in to punt it for the Knights.
Mouse looked a little bit upset there, didn't he? Mouse that roared.
Lildahall. That's off a low kick that bounces at the 33. And a flag down on the far side of the field. And we think it's down at the 15.
Not only down, he picked it up and ran off with it. I guarantee you both teams will start doing that now.
Not again, please. But there is a flag on the far side.
All right, now that goes against London. Now the question begs, does London get a first down? This is what we were talking about. They said the team has to get possession of it. Well, they don't want that whistle. So he's going to pick it up. Watch this. Down it. All right, let's be safe. Let's pick it up.
Everybody get a touch. Here's the call.
Too many men on the field on the receiving team. That 5-yard penalty makes it first down for the offense.
That's exactly right. First down for the offense. And so New York, New Jersey gets the ball back. London has hurt itself again.
Boy, wasn't this difficult for Ray Wilsey last year, was it?
No, Larry Keenan took all the heat.
He says he doesn't read the London papers anymore. Didn't really care for much what they had to say. Wilsey spent 11 seasons with the Raiders, both the Oakland version and the Los Angeles version. First and 10 from the 39 now. Eric Wilkerson is in the backfield. That's Lewis in motion to the top. Wilkerson tries to bounce it outside, spins around, and is tackled at the 42-yard line. A big battle of division leaders. Orlando taking on San Antonio in San Marcos. Let's go to Roger Twyble now for an update.
Second quarter. Second play for Ivory Lee Brown of the game, and he turns it up the right side. Shrugs off one tackler. Look at Malcolm Frank. Does it make a difference? No. 45 yards for the touchdown. San Antonio leads at 7-3 over Orlando.
Ivory Lee Brown, one of the best rushers in the World League. And more flags on the field.
London showed blitz, and Joey Baines jumped.
Number 71 offense prior to the snap. 5 yards. It's still second down.
Missing from this London defensive unit is Roy Hart, and right now Julie Moran is standing by with him. Julie?
That's right, Mark. I'm here with Roy. He played nose tackle here for London last year, just signed Plan B with the Jets. And Roy, last year you had such success. This year you're struggling. Can you pinpoint any reasons?
When you have 8 guys that doesn't come back that made All-World last year, it really changed the chemistry of the team. Those guys you're not getting the production out of the guys, you know, because they're not there. And so it changed the overall chemistry of the team. And it got a lot to do with it.
It's got to be exciting for you standing on this field knowing you may be playing here for the Jets this fall.
Yes, it is. It's a dream come true. I was able to come and play with the London Monarchs and be successful and have the opportunity to come back and play in the NFL. And it's very nice.
Do you think the players have lost their motivation here, the London team?
I don't know. It's really hard to say. I've got a little feedback from a couple of players. Yes, they are down. You know, they won 4-1. And, I just talk to them and tell them, hold your head up. You know, good things will come to you.
All right. Best of luck, Roy. Thanks for stopping by.
Gotta like that lid.
Oh, love it.
Where'd he get that hat? He borrowed that from you.
Oh, yes. I'm going to buy you one for Christmas. Got his little Kangol action going. Roy Hart looking for a house in the New York, New Jersey area.
Got it.
Shopping, and Reggie Slack might be shopping for a doctor after that sack. Danny Lockett introduces himself.
Lockett's 3rd sack of the year. He's coming strong from the outside. There is no block from 71. Joey Baines just lets him go around him like a swinging gate. And here, that's an easy one for Lockett. No resistance whatsoever. Good pursuit.
Yeah, Lockett was saying part of the problem why they haven't gotten the number of sacks they did last year is because they don't have Roy Hart up front. Plain and simple. Bernard Ford with a fair catch back at the 20. London still looking to put its first points of the ball game on the scoreboard. They trail 17-love.
Monday.
Could we borrow your baby for a few minutes?
Well, with 9:58 remaining in the first half, we're wondering about the things that make you go, and right now the Monarchs are wondering about that. They don't know what's going on. They trail 17-0. San Gelbach just 3 of 11 so far with 1 interception. Last year they called him Piccadilly Stand in London, downtown London. This year they're calling him something different. Something that we can't repeat on television. He's had a tough year. And those fans over in London can be unrelenting and unmerciful.
London's got to get some offense going here. They need Gelbach to step up now. If he's the player that they think he is, he's got to get over all this. He's got to hit some passes, go to the short routes, get the high percentage stuff, get the running game going too.
Hands it off to Jeff Alexander. Little or no gain. Tackled at the 20. Coming up later today on ABC Sports, the PGA's Tour's top professionals are in Texas shooting for $1.2 million and the title at the Shell Houston Open. Live final round coverage follows today's game today on ABC Sports. Fred Funk atop the leaderboard there. It's 2nd down and 9 now for Gelbaugh. Crowd coming alive here at the Meadowlands. Gelbaugh complete to Judd Garrett near a 1st down, just over the 30-yard line. And we talked about that Houston Open as we take a look at the leaderboard now. Mentioned Fred Funk, 14 under. Olam, Brooks, McAllister, Triplett, and Rick Fear. 6 others tied at -8. It's coming up later today on ABC.
Fred Funk, former golf coach at the University of Maryland. Right now, that's what London is in, a funk.
You just had to get a Maryland pop in there, didn't you? One of those Maryland guys having a tough time, Stan Gelbaugh. Signed before the season began with the Seattle Seahawks, Plan B. Gelbaugh will be running Coach Larry Kennon's offense for the Seattle Seahawks when training camp opens. London's called a timeout with 8.5 minutes remaining in the 1st half. And in other World League action today, Orlando now has taken the lead away from San Antonio. They lead 11-7.
Orlando looking for its 6th win of the year. And there's Montreal, was beaten soundly by New York, New Jersey. They're only 2-4, but they've got the lead early on Sacramento.
Coach Ray Wilsley having a tough time with the media in London. Last year they had 8 members make the trip here. This year none came. We asked Coach Wilsley about it.
I really didn't realize that, quite frankly. Maybe that's why I enjoyed the trip so much.
Showing disdain for the media, huh? No respect.
He's been around the block a couple times. 37 years of coaching experience. He's been with the Raiders, the Redskins, the Cardinals, head coach at Cal. This has got to be one of his toughest ever.
And the road trip doesn't get any easier. Next week they're in Orlando, then it's off to Montreal, and then back to Europe. They take on Frankfurt.
I understand what he's saying, though. I feel the same way.
Gelbaugh fires incomplete to the far sideline. Ron Sancho putting on the pressure.
You know, Mark, you were asking about what time would be a good time to change quarterbacks. I think you have to start thinking about that right now. Think about what Fred McNair did last week. More importantly, think about the spark that Fred McNair put into the team. And right now, they're just crying out for somebody to step up and help them and give them that spark.
Yeah, more so maybe a change of styles than anything else.
Here comes Landon Newton again on the blitz.
And Gelbaugh fires complete to Sean Foster. And now we get a whistle, and it's spotted right at the 1st down marker.
But Gelbaugh read it that time. He felt the blitz, read the blitz, went to the quick timing pattern, got it outside quickly to the one-on-one situation. Now he sees Landon Newton, 49, coming. He also sees the linebacker on the other side coming, and all of a sudden gets it right outside right now. Bang.
Tim, we talked about the Knights being one of the few teams in this league that like to blitz and like to bring a lot of pressure. Does that make it any easier for Stan Gelbaugh to read as opposed to a softer defense?
Oh, I would think so. You feel the blitz coming, you can read it coming. You know you've got one-on-one situation, man coverage.
A flag on the play as Alexander moves the pile out to the 43-yard line.
This will go against London as well. So take the 1st down away from him.
Maya, things have changed in a year. Last year at this time, London had a perfect record, undefeated,
number 60 on the
headed towards their World Bowl championship.
Repeat 3rd down.
This year, an entirely different story. Another one of the big guys missing, like Roy Hart, is John Horton. John Horton was their big play receiver last year.
Well, that's right. That certainly is one of the missing pieces of the puzzle. He was suspended for substance abuse.
Gelbaugh gets it away, complete to Tony Sargent at the 44-yard line and a 1st down. Well, speaking of 1st downs, how about 1st rounds and 1st round picks? Julie Moran has one.
All right, Mark and Tim, I'm here with Derek Brown, and this game is very appropriate for Derek because he grew up in England. And how are you enjoying this first World League game?
Pretty good. I didn't grow up in England. I spent 1 year there, though.
But I heard you played cricket and soccer, and football came a little late for you, though.
Yeah, actually, I played 8 years of soccer before I started to play football.
But you're no stranger to this stadium. Notre Dame played here a couple of times when you were there.
Yes, we played in the Kickoff Classic in '89, and we also played Navy.
And you were here this week in minicamp?
Yes, for 3 days.
All right, thanks for stopping by. Best of luck this fall.
Thank you very much.
All righty.
Derek Brown, top draft choice. What do you think? Does Coach Wilsey try and sneak him in there, Tim?
Well, I tell you, he is a talent. There's no question about it. I watched him play for years out there at Notre Dame, and I think the Giants are looking for him to step in just like the other Notre Damer did here, Mark Bavaro, and come up with those big plays.
Both New York area teams selecting tight ends in the draft. Johnny Mitchell being the other one for the Giants. Second down and 12. Gelbaugh almost intercepted at midfield. Jones, pardon me, Richard Carey closed nicely and almost had an interception.
See Reggie Slack stand loose on the sidelines. He feels like he's gotten almost every coverage he's wanted today. If he can just get his offensive line to black, instead of 17 points, they could put up about 30.
It was at about this time last year, maybe a week earlier, that the Knights made a big run and finished the season strongly. It remains to be seen whether they can duplicate that. Gelbaugh in the air. Overthrown and almost picked off by Philanda Newton, but a flag down on the play.
I almost feel sorry for Stan. He's all over the lot. His passes aren't even close. It almost looked like that time he was throwing to Philanda Newton, the defensive back.
And a holding penalty against the Monarchs.
Holding, number 68, offense. That penalty is declined, 4th down.
Well, coming up at halftime, staying alive, David Archer, the quarterback for the Sacramento Surge, who is having a fantastic year. That, plus Tim and I will look at first half highlights and statistics.
Spent a lot of time with David last week. He's made a major difference in that team out there.
And we will also have an interview with NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue. We'll have a few things to say. Oh my, what a hit! Dan Crossman nailed Davis Smith.
But
and a flag goes down to the 15.
He nailed him too early. You've got to give the receiver the space to make the catch, and he did not do that.
What a hit Davis Smith took.
Smith on Smith, but he got there too early.
Let's have another look at that one. A lot of hang time on that punt.
All right, let's take another look at it, but do it not in slow motion, regular time. Watch this. See, he got there just a spat too early. As a matter of fact, I think the ball hit him on his helmet.
It hit Roland Smith in the back.
Formation on the kicking team. That penalty is declined. Running into the catcher, 15-yard penalty against the kicking team is accepted. First down.
That's a good call. That is a good call. He had two separate flags. You take the most serious one. He ran into the receiver. There was absolutely no question about it. He got there too early. The ball actually hits him in the back of the helmet. Now watch this. Just timed it just a split second too early.
Yeah, Roland Smith said to the other Smith, there's no way you're running this one back. No way. Smith will be shaking his head after that one, shaking out the cobwebs. .6:14 remaining in the first half. It's still 17-0 for the Knights. Slack in the run and shoot. All day to throw. Steps up and steps out of bounds at the 36-yard line. And there's a fight down on the field at the 32.
They've got Danny Lockett on the ground.
Here we go. It's time to get busy.
Well, don't incite this type of thing. You know, they've already stopped. Just clear the field now.
Danny Lockett was pinned down by two Knight players. One of them being Leroy Truitt.
Was he the one that charged him? He's the one that came in and hit it.
Stan Kemp there with the white hat will try to sort this out. He's the referee.
We talked about the rivalry between these two teams at the top of the telecast, and you can see some of the ill feelings there.
Well, Lockett was on his back and had two guys on top of him. That's what started this whole thing.
London has never lost to New York in 4 attempts.
Personal foul. Shot block. Number 40 on the offense. That penalty of 15 yards will be accepted. Unnecessary roughness, personal foul. Number 54 on the offense. That player is thrown out of the game.
Okay, so Truitt leaves the ball game. He is the left guard. He's out of the ball game, which will not make him happy. However, it all started with Eric Wilkerson with the chop block, and then they pinned down Lockett.
So we've got an ejection. That's a first this year for us.
Well, if you throw a punch, you've got to leave. That's it. Get him out of here right now.
Leroy Truitt is gone. He's had it. You know, if the Monarchs are looking for something to rally around, this might be it. Here's Mouse's reaction.
That's unbelievable. 94's kicking the crap out of the kid. He helped him and you kick our guy out. He's out of the game. Why is 94 not out? 2 plays? Huh? Holy moly. Great call.
Well, I don't know, Mouse. They had him on his back. They had him on his back. They gave him the pin. They had him pinned down there. Looked like Hulk Hogan for a few minutes.
But the belt does not change hands. Mouse Davis a little fiery on the sidelines. The 2 most penalized teams in the entire World League. London with 60 yards worth of penalties. The Knights with just 20. 5:47 remaining in the first half. Slack. Oh, shit. Complete to the far side to Cornell Burbage. And Burbage is near first down. The slack has been on the money this afternoon, Tim.
Geez, that's a pathetic call. That is absolutely terrible. I mean, everyone knows the guy does it all the time. Slugs, bites, kicks, and we get our guy kicked out. Unbelievable.
How do you really feel, Mouse?
He forgot non-chuckles.
He's not talking about that last play. He's talking about Danny Lockett.
Slack has all day to throw and finds a man, Monty Gilbreth. Gilbreth complete to the 38-yard line.
That is a big-time play. Reggie Slack buying time. His escapability again. And never comes off the coverage. Read the coverage, look right, look left, feel the pressure, get out of there. Can still feel the pressure coming. Now Crossman let up just for a second. Crossman let up just for a second, and the pass was complete to Gilbreth. But Crossman just let him go.
That's a first down on the 38 now. Slack hands it off to Wilkerson. Wilkerson brought down by the shoestrings at the 33 by Dedrick Dodge.
Mouse Davis was telling us how the repetitions in the World League have really helped Reggie Slack. He's on loan, as we told you, from the Houston Oilers. Reggie Slack this time could read the blitz coming. He read in the box the number of people that were there, counted the defense, went with a quick opener to Wilkerson, and almost slid him through.
Reggie Slack reading it right so far. Second down and 5. That looks like an offside.
It was Ricky Williams came on the blitz, tried to anticipate the count, came through, and then he just gets tagged. Watch this. Here comes Ricky Williams comes through at 56. Watch it.
defense, number 56.
All right, here he comes, sneaking up.
First down.
Here comes, boom, boom, nail him.
He took a shot to boot from Wilkerson.
That's what I'm talking about. He's mad at himself and then gets popped anyway. Ricky Williams. He had 6 tackles last week. He's out of Arkansas. Good player.
A musical wizard, too. Loves to play the cello. Eric Wilkerson puts it on the ground, and London might have this one. And guess who made the hit? Ricky Williams.
Yes, he did. Came through, same defensive call. They brought him on the blitz. This time he timed it, made the tackle, and he gets his turnover.
And Danny Lockett.
56 again. Here he comes, sneaking up, finds the opening, goes down, makes the tackle, ball's loose. London gets it back. Good play by Ricky Williams, especially following the miscue.
And he knows how to play the cello just a little bit. Let's have a listen to his musical work. Beethoven in G minor. You knew that, right?
Absolutely.
You knew
He just played Wilkerson in A minor.
Here's Gelbaugh, incomplete. At midfield, intended for the tight end Popson.
No, now that is not Stan Gelbaugh's fault. Had the right play on for the particular coverage they were in, ran Popson down the middle. He's wide open. Popson's got to make that catch.
Been that type of year for the Monarchs.
You know, that's a smart thing to do, though. Go to your tight end, Popson. He's got 1 catch all year. Nobody's watching him. He was uncovered. Just slide him down in the middle, and I'd come back with the same thing, perhaps.
Let's see what they do. They've got Judd Garrett in the slot to the right of Gelbaugh. And he's going for Garrett. Incomplete at the 35. Good coverage by the Knights secondary. Tony Jones and Dan Land stride for stride with Judd Garrett. Well, next Sunday on ABC Sports, it's an East-West battle for World League supremacy. Division-leading San Antonio Riders into Barcelona to meet Europe's best, the Dragons. Or the resurgent Knights continue their drive for a playoff berth as they travel to Ohio to take on the Ohio Glory, who, by the way, got its first win of the season yesterday.
Look at
Congratulations.
Gelbaugh, 6 for 19, 104 yards and an interception.
I'm going to say congratulations to head coach Larry Little. The blitz coming from Newton. Gelbaugh loads it to the hot receiver. And that'll be a first down to Judd Garrett. He had Philandon Newton breathing down his neck that time. Talked earlier about that battle between division leaders. Orlando serving notice to San Antonio. San Antonio with the #1 defense in the World League, but so far unable to bottle up Scott Mitchell. It would be big for the Monarchs, needless to say, to get on the scoreboard before this first half ends. Handoff is to Alexander. Flags on the play.
I think Sancho came across too quickly. I don't know if he was drawn, but he was definitely across the line of scrimmage, so this will go against New York, New Jersey. Ron Sancho, the linebacker, came across too quickly.
Offside, number 52 defense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
52 is Sancho. All SEC player out of LSU. 7th round selection of the Kansas City Chiefs.
One of their stronger special team players as well. First down and 5. Gelbaugh unloads to Garrett. And Garrett is over midfield down to the 47-yard line, brought down by Fletcher and Land.
We were talking earlier about Gelbaugh trying to find some sort of rhythm, throwing with more authority. Now, the last 2 plays, he's done that.
Stan Gelbaugh and his crew trying to chip away at that Knights defense. They trail 17-0 as we reach the 2-minute warning.
Shine a light on you, shine a light on the
Judd Garrett, the second leading receiver in the World League with 38 receptions. He had his bell rung on that last play. Garrett with a couple of brothers that both played in the World League last year. One of them, a quarterback with the San Antonio Riders. First down and 10. Tried to set up the screen pass, and now they get it to Alexander, who has all kinds of room. Jeff Alexander lowers his hat and bowls his way down to the 30. A pickup of 17 yards.
Well, you were right. They did try to set up the screen pass, and it worked. What they did by him rolling to the right side and continuing to clear containment is he was able to throw back behind the rush and put him into the middle of the field and take it all the way down to the 30.
Chipping away with Garrett and the screen pass that time. London needs to win today or else they are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Alexander down to the 25-yard line. Cecil Fletcher making the tackle.
Clock continues to roll, though. You've got 1:24 to go. Now, you want to be patient. You want to make sure that you get some points out of this. You're down in the red zone, but you can't waste time. Get up, get on the line of scrimmage. Forget the huddles.
Philip Alexander has pretty good range. This wind is swirling right now. Tough to tell which way it will be coming from if and when he gets to attempt a field goal.
Well, they're still thinking touchdown here, Mark.
Gelbaugh audible at the line of scrimmage.
He's reading Sancho coming on a blitz. And here he comes.
Gelbaugh incomplete for Tony Sargent. That was dropped.
It was dropped. It was right there. Now, Sargent had 7 catches last week. He has 22 for the year. That ball was right in his hands. Stan made the right read. He saw Sancho 52 coming, the linebacker. He reads that. He's got one-on-one coverage. He puts it right there. Watch this. It's right in his hands, and he drops it. There's no excuse for that.
Tony Sargent, one of 3 players in this game from South Central Los Angeles, going through a very trying week with the rioting and some of the trouble that they've had in that area, the unrest. He was able to reach his folks in the area earlier this week. Gelbaugh under pressure, and he goes down at the 31.
Look who it is.
Ron Sancho.
They were bringing the house. They brought the safety Newton. They brought the outside linebacker Sancho, and it worked. Just outnumbered them, made the big play. Now they've got to think field goal. This is why that Knights have to, or the Monarchs now have to go for a field goal. They outnumbered them. 5 guys up front. The Knights bring 6. Sancho comes through and gets the sack. And now the Monarchs have to settle for a field goal.
Alexander, this one coming from 48 yards out. This one earlier from 45. Let's have a look. He's got some leg on it. And Philip Alexander puts the Monarchs on the scoreboard. He connects from 48 yards out to make it 17-3.
Got the wind at his back, got plenty of height. Just let the wind carry it. Just knocked it through.
He was all World League last year and made it by that much.
Well, I tell you what, that's not much. I was going to say he split the sticks. He almost hit him.
That 48-yard field goal is his longest of the season. It's now 6 of 8 on the year. So maybe, Tim, this is something that they can take into the locker room for halftime and build on that for the second half.
Well, I agree with you. You know, this is a team, London, which we talked about coming in with no confidence. They've killed themselves with penalties in the first half. And to be brutally honest, the score 17-3 Knights is a pretty good score for London because they could be down by about 30. New York, New Jersey's been getting all the coverages they want. They've been reading the defenses. They just haven't. They've hurt themselves as well. They've already had one guy thrown out, Truitt. So London just being down here, 17-3, I think they can feel pretty good about that. Rebuild, regroup at halftime and come out, and they're still in this thing.
And Tim, you mentioned halftime. One guy that they'll need in the second half is Judd Garrett. We've just received word that he has a slight concussion, and they're going to evaluate him at halftime. He leads the team with 38 receptions, had 38 actually coming into this game. And Alexander's kick goes out of the end zone. So the Knights have 39 seconds to move the ball. That's how many
Seconds remain in the first half. Good crowd, sunny day, warm temperatures. Busy day in this area. They got the New York Knicks playing the Detroit Pistons across the Hudson River in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Just taking in the sun at Giant Stadium. Spectacular day, and I'm telling you, the fans are enjoying this.
Got a big concert afterwards. The band. Recording artists of the band. Come on out and listen.
Perry Como sing for them?
And it's not LL Cool J either. Clock stops with, actually it's still running with 30 seconds to go. Chris McLemore in that carry. So if you're Mouse Davis, what do you say to your team, Tim, going into the locker room? It's at halftime.
I think Mouse is not going to compliment him one bit. I think he's going to light him up. His offensive line has been shaky at best. One of the guys has been thrown out. They haven't executed the way he would have liked. He's not a happy coach right now.
That's Gilbreth in motion. This will be the last play of the half. A handoff to McLemore, and that'll do it. London trails 17-3, but they trailed 17-0 last year in the playoff game and came back to win it. We'll return with more World League action after this announcement and a word from our ABC station.
Monday, Sybil Shepherd is back.
You have to sit that way?
She's Detective Stormy Weathers.
Only strippers are called Stormy.
And she's picked up some nasty habits.
Mea culpa, sisters!
The Hoods are hot on her heels, and her boss wants everything else. Sybil Shepherd is Stormy Weathers Monday.
On the next live, his clients have included Leona Helmsley and Mike Tyson. Alan Dershowitz will be here.
And we'll kick off Mother's Week on live. Monday morning at 9 on Channel 7.
Hace un año, sueños y promesas rotas dejaron un barrio en pedazos. Pero ¿dónde está Mount Pleasant hoy? La gente de la revolución encontró soluciones. Cindy Peña examina Mount Pleasant un año después. Martes a las 6 en News 7.
According to a survey, 66% of U.S. businessmen wear these too tight.
Belts, underwear, boxers, shirts, tournament. What are ties?
What are ties? Correct.
Yes! Woo!
Jeopardy! It's as much fun as you think.
Jeopardy! Weeknights at 7:30 on Channel 7.
Should your money be in the stock market? Monday at 5.
The Prudential Halftime Report. Brought to you by The Prudential. In a changing world, one thing remains rock solid. The Prudential.
Our score at halftime, 17-3. In his second NFL season, David Archer dominated the Atlanta Falcon offense, and he led the National Football League quarterbacks in rushing. In '86, he passed for over 2,000 yards, and the Falcons were off to an impressive 4-0 start. In Week 10, he was injured, and his career changed drastically. By his 7th season, he had been a very traveled quarterback. David Archer was determined to get another shot, and at 30, the World League is Archer's chance at a resurgence in the NFL. Here's David Archer.
Got off to a good start in the NFL, made the Atlanta Falcons as a free agent, and actually sat and watched Steve Bartkowski, who I consider still to this date the best pure passer I've ever seen. And I was kind of thrust onto the scene the following season in '85 when Bart blew his knee. I started the final 11 games that year. I'd have a great day, and the next day it was like I'd never played the game before, and that's really the way it is for a young quarterback to learn the game. The next season, I was starting to come into my own. Actually, halfway through the season was leading the NFC in passing and tore my shoulder up the 10th week of the season, and the ceiling kind of caved in. Then I had to do the bouncing around thing, and now I'm getting the journeyman tag, you know, and that's something that kind of wears on you a little bit. My decision to play in the World League was was based on an opportunity to get a chance to get back on the field. NFL people all flow in the same direction on a lot of decisions, and if you fall out of sight of the people that are making those decisions, I felt like maybe I'd fallen out of their minds a little bit. And I think this was an opportunity for me to get back on the field, play, get back in the groove, show that I still had the skills to play, and try to open some eyes, try to rattle the cages of a few people and say, hey, this guy can still get it done. This is a guy we need to have on our ball club. The support of my family is probably the driving force behind what I do, and my wife Jill has been someone that's always been there. She's something that I would have to say are one of the top 3 things that have enabled me to continue through some of the adversity I've faced. For my dad and my mother, it's another chance for them to turn on the TV and finally see their son back out there doing the things that he likes to do. And the next stop is my final stop in the NFL. I think I still fall under Philadelphia's rights. I'm not sure what they're thinking.
I really think that the decision that he made at the end of last football season to go into the World League was a wise one because his stock has gone up.
I definitely want to play in the NFL, and if it's with Philadelphia, then fine. If not, I want to contribute with someone else.
David Archer, the top-rated quarterback in the World League, and waiting by the phone. We'll hear a little bit from that man, the commissioner, Paul Tagliabue, when we come back. Now, from our World League posse's files of, believe it or not, a key play from the first half.
Not only key, but it is bizarre. If you watch this punt by the Monarchs, they are not alert. It hits Kirksey. All of a sudden, it's loose. Smith comes over. He thinks he downs it. Watch 34. Ball's down. See you later. No whistle. All of a sudden, Smith of the Knights picks it up, takes it the distance. Touchdown. 77-yard punt return. It goes in the books. That's a bad call. Should have been down, but it's 7 points on the board for New York, New Jersey.
The great thing about Smith is that in the interview afterwards with Julie, he says, oh yeah, I practiced that one. We worked on that one.
Not.
This one is deep into the end zone to Cornell Burbage, and the Knights will start off on the 20-yard line. It's been a nightmarish first half for London, Tim.
Well, it has. Look at the passing yards for London, 133. They started to get that untracked and get into a rhythm at the end of the first half, but the big thing thus far is they turned the ball over. It's 1 apiece now, but of course Gelball did it. That also turned into a touchdown, and they trail. 2 for 10 red zone points, New York, New Jersey. They could have a bigger lead than they have at 17-3.
Yeah, and you can bet that Mouse Davis let his team know about that at halftime. He was hot about the fight when Danny Lockett was pinned on his back. Said that his players are being hit too.
He's also very upset with his offensive line. They haven't been picking things up.
Reggie Slack started the game, has taken every snap since.
That's all you can do. That's not a good play.
No. A handoff, and this is McLemore out to the 22.5-yard line. John Shannon made the tackle. Shannon missed last week's game because of a case of food poisoning. Had some Chinese food and swole up afterwards and could not play in the ball game.
See, one of the adjustments that New York, New Jersey's already made, there were only 3 down linemen. They took their offensive line and they split them extremely wide. So we'll keep an eye on that.
2nd down and 7.
Watch this. Look, there's almost a yard between the offensive linemen for New York, New Jersey. Look at those white jerseys. Look how far apart they are.
Run and shoot in action. And the flag's in action.
It should be a delay of game. Delay of game against the Knights.
Offense. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
See, London needs some things to happen for them positively early on in the second half. They ended with the field goal. They got back in the game at 17-3. Now, New York, New Jersey comes out. They hurt themselves with a penalty. New York, New Jersey, if they don't make something happen right here, I guarantee you London will turn this into a ball game.
London, Tim, maybe blitz a little more, bring a little more pressure.
I think they may sag off a little bit more.
We'll
Play a little
see.
soft.
We'll see on 2nd and 12 here. Slack's got to call a timeout, and the Knights looking a little ragged here early in the 3rd quarter. A Slack attitude of sorts by the Knights early in the 3rd quarter. It's 17-3. Stick around.
Well,
3, the Knights over the Monarchs. The third quarter just getting underway here at the Meadowlands. I'm Mark Jones along with Tim Brandt and Julie Moran.
London has been bringing heat in the first half, and Reggie Slack beat him. See now if they just kind of sag off now.
Second down and 12. Monarchs needing a comeback. They pulled it off last year. They trailed 17-0 early in the ball game, but managed to come back and win it 42-26. The Knights still 0-4 against the Monarchs.
All right, this brings up a long third down, almost 10, about 9.5 yards for the first. Again, London's got to come up with a big play here. They've got them in a situation that they really want. Third down and long, but they've got to take away the pass. Last time they set back 7 guys in a zone. See what they do this time.
Reggie Slack, Tim, is 5 of 7 for 66 yards. Gilbreth in motion. Slack to pass. Over the middle, completes it at the 36-yard line. His receiver is Kip Lewis. Lewis, the leading receiver for the Knights. Dedrick Dodge made the play.
Dodge had 11 tackles last week. Joey Bain stepped up, made a big block on Lockett. That gave Slack all the time he needed. And Dodge just stood back there with no pressure and made a completion.
Dodge out of Florida State University. Played college ball with Deion Sanders and lived to tell about it, too. Gilbreth in motion again. Slack on the option. Tosses it out to McLemore. And McLemore is pushed out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
You know, they've run that option 3 times. I don't like the play, but he runs it extremely well. Reggie Slack reads and reads well. Now watch this. Freeze right here. Okay? This man right here, Lockett, has already committed to the quarterback. There's no way he can get outside and stop that run. Let it run. Watch this. Lockett cannot get to the corner. Great read by Slack, and they pick up big yardage.
Reggie Slack last week had over 50 yards rushing, 56 to be exact, against the Montreal Machine. Double threat. Gilbreth in motion. They hand it off this time to McLemore, and he bounces it outside. McLemore, nice run down to the 41-yard line, but there's a flag back at the 45. Chris Mack.
You know what? Mouse Davis is going to go crazy. They're going to call holding against New York, New Jersey. And Mouse will light them up.
Holding, number 77, offense, 10 yards, repeat second down.
Chris Dyko is the perpetrator.
And Dyko's an experienced guy. Look, here's the mouse that roared. He's upset. And well, he should be. Dyko played for the Bears behind Keith Van Horn. He's experienced, shouldn't make those things. Now, right there, hold it, right there. This guy's caught inside. There's no way he's going to get outside again. That's 2 times in a row they've beaten containment. And there's the hold. You can see it. Look at that. They're holding all up and down the line.
Held him like a grudge. McLemore again. Out to the 36. Parnell Smith made the tackle that time. Approaching the 11-minute mark in the third quarter. And actually, since the first quarter, the Knights haven't moved the ball all that much.
No, they haven't, but still, London needs to get a turnover, force a turnover, or stop him, make a stop. They've got him in the situation he had him before, third down and long. They need 10 again. They've got to make that stop. They can't allow the third down conversion.
Here we go on 3rd and 10. Slack to pass, looks one way. Now fires it complete to Gilbreth. Gilbreth is out to the 46 and he fumbles.
There's the turnover.
And the Knights may have gotten it back. Gonna have to wait and sort this one out.
They did.
And the Knights did get it back.
And you know what else they got? They got close to that first down. I don't know how you can give a quarterback that much time on third down. He's got plenty of time here. There's nobody even near him. Steps up, makes the completion, goes to the man that's out underneath. He's still 3 yards short of the first here, though. Now watch him give ground to make ground. Gives the ground, comes up, ball's loose here. They rake it out. That's Howard Fagans who strips it. There's the ball loose. And they get the first down.
And Gilbreth, who lost the ball, is also from South Central Los Angeles. Had a lot of concern earlier in the week whether he would actually play or not. He was considering going home. The pass is complete. And over midfield to the 42-yard line. That's Gilbreth again. He lives at 53rd and Hooper in South Central LA. He's considering going home as he gets an earful from Dedrick Dodge. Gilbreth had an emotional discussion on Thursday evening with his two sisters. After finally getting in contact with them, he was very, very relieved. His father just told him, go out and play, son. Here's Slack. Complete to Lonnie Turner. And Turner is ridden out of bounds at the 32 by Irvin Smith. He bulldogged him.
Well, Slack is being patient now. There's just a three-man rush. Everybody else is sitting back in the zone, and what they're doing is Slack is throwing underneath the zone. He's taking that softness and going underneath. Now, here's Slack again. Watch the pressure he gets. Absolutely none. You don't see anybody that's even near him. So he throws underneath the zone, the short pass. Now, here's where the crowd got upset. Crowd got upset because Irvin Smith takes him out of bounds and then throws him down there. They wanted the late hit.
Well, that's a bulldog. Irvin Smith back after being injured last week. The handoff to McLemore. And McLemore is tackled by Scott Miller. 8.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The Knights eating up some clock on this drive. They started deep in their own territory. Reggie Slack in charge all afternoon for New York, New Jersey. Came into the game completing 61% of his passes. Houston Oilers, are you watching?
Guarantee you, Jack Pardee's watching. There's Scott Miller. He leans over. He just kind of takes Mike Huzar and just kind of throws him back. Somebody moves. London says it's the Knights.
Encroachment, number 73, defense.
He's wrong.
5 yards, still second down.
It's Miller.
It's Miller time, but this isn't what...
See, Miller said he was drawing off, so he jumps right up there and throws Husar down. But it was Miller who was called. Miller had 5 solo tackles last week, 2 pressures, 1 sack for a loss, and a penalty here.
Kip Lewis in motion. They've got trips left. Slack hands it off to McLemore. And McLemore is tackled at the 23 by Dedrick Dodge, the blade coming in. Number 33, All-World last year. Played the 1991 season with the Seattle Seahawks. Has 2 interceptions so far this year. And, hey, he loves to talk the talk and walk the walk. A very enthusiastic crowd on hand here at the Meadowlands. The Knights leading 17-3. Slack to pass. Tried to force it in, and it was batted away by Roland Smith.
Big play by Roland Smith. You've got some of the Knights that are talking about the way Dodge is hitting. They don't like him because he's coming at his knees. Here's the handoff. Now watch 33 come into your picture and see where he goes. Bam, just throws that body. See, and he tries to cut him, but they're complaining he's going for the knees every time he makes a tackle. They don't like that.
Kendall Traynor now. Going to try one from 41 yards out. And this one is good. Kendall Traynor now 5 of 7 on the year, connecting from 41 yards out. It's 20-3 for the Knights.
It's no secret.
Sunny day here at the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And right now the Knights lead the Monarchs 20-3 with 6:51 remaining. Kendall Traynor just connected on a 41-yard field goal to increase the Knights' lead, and a big game in the area across the Hudson River. The Knicks leading the Pistons by 5.
This is Bernard Ford. Ford down to the 21-yard line. Important battle going on in San Marcos, Texas, between San Antonio and Orlando. A couple of division leaders. Right now, let's go to Roger Twible for an update. Back here, it is 20-3. Stan Gelbaugh taking over on the 21-yard line.
I think he's got to get it done on this series, or I would make a switch if I was coaching the team. I'm not, but after what happened last week with McNair, you'd have to get him in there.
The pass is complete, the 37-yard line to Bernard Ford.
You know, I think Stan feels the urgency, too. That's a gain of 19 yards. He ended the first half with that methodical drive that set up the field goal. Comes back here and now hits the completion in the seam for 19. So I think he feels that urgency, and I think he's finally found his rhythm.
Tim, it really has been a struggle for him all season.
Well, it has, and I think he'd be the guy to tell you, if I'm not getting it done, then we'll go to McNair. But right now, he's starting to find that pace.
The Monarchs send 3 receivers out to the right, and they come left, and nobody's home. McManus might have broken off a pattern. There was definitely some miscommunication between the quarterback Gelbaugh and his receiver.
Well, McManus went inside, and Gelbaugh threw outside. So obviously they weren't on the same page with what they were reading in the secondary.
Air McNair on the sidelines, waiting anxiously. He lit up this London team last week as they took on Sacramento and almost came back to win it.
19 for 28, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
That's Ford in motion. Knights coming with a blitz, and they fumble. Belanda Newton caused the fumble, and the Knights have come up with the ball.
And that could be good night. This is not a smart play by Stan Gelbaugh.
That Knight pressure again getting to the Monarchs. Brian Smith recovered the fumble.
They load up, they show blitz, they've already got him outnumbered. Stan still tries to hand it off. The ball is knocked away by 49, Belanda Newton. When you feel that, when you're hit, just tuck it, go down. Take a couple yards of the loss rather than give the ball over.
Stan Gelbaugh will be packing his bags when the season ends here in the World League and will be headed to Seattle.
He's a quality quarterback. He is a solid quarterback. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been the most valuable player of this league last year. But right now, he's struggling a little bit mentally.
And frustration written all over his face. He said that he missed head coach Larry Kennan, and now here's Flack, wide open to Kip Lewis. Touchdown Knights. A 31-yard strike. Kip Lewis came into the ball game as the team's leading receiver, and he shows you why there. Found a seam and scored the touchdown.
His dad's a coach. He's well schooled. His father's Sherman Lewis, offensive coach with the Green Bay Packers. Big play.
So that fumble by Gelbaugh really hurts for the Monarchs. Honey dip Kip as the Knights look really good now. Reggie Slack just kicking back right now, looking at the scoreboard. His team leading 27-3. Just threw a touchdown pass to Kip Lewis from 31 yards out. And the New York Knights are edging closer to their first victory ever over the London Monarchs. Here's Bernard Ford at the 10. Ford is tackled at the 27-yard line by Richard Carey. And Stan Gelbaugh comes back in. McNair still on the sidelines.
Watch the touchdown. Reggie Slack sees her in a 3-deep zone, 3 steps, hits the seam, finds the open area, and there's Lewis for the touchdown. Nobody even close to him because Dan Crossman, the strong safety, didn't come over and take the deep third in that corner.
If London does not win this game, it's pretty simple. It's time to go home. They will be officially eliminated from the playoff race.
You know, and they look like they're playing that way. They're just going through the motions.
Gelbaugh. Incomplete to Ford. We've seen a lot of things in the World League, including some pretty good touchdown dances. Now, I've taught Tim Brandt, the running man, the hammer, but I don't know if I can teach you that one, Tim.
Can you do that one? Jump, jump.
Oh, right out of Chris Cross's book.
Cornell's still dancing.
They're still styling and profiling.
He's heading to he's going to the disco right now. Take the rest of the day off, Cornell.
Got to keep these guys away from the other side of the Hudson River. Backside pressure, Newton, but Gelbaugh gets it off to his tight end, Ted Popson. Complete to the 32.
It's hard for me to believe that the Knights are only 2-4. It is true that they lost 3 games by a total of 13 points, and they've been in every game they've played, but defensively, they're aggressive. Offensively, the run and shoot has been very, very effective. Slack is playing with more confidence than I've ever seen him have, even when he was at Auburn.
And Mouse Davis's team has been in 4 games that have ended on the last play of the game, if you can believe that. They've been living on the edge as well. Gelbaugh. Complete to Sean Foster on the near sideline. Foster leads the World League in receiving yards, came in with 506. And added 9 to his total right there. He's 2 catches for 18 yards this afternoon. But again, they miss the big play guy.
Well, they do, although Foster's been close to that. You mentioned he came into this game with 29 catches with an average of 18 yards per catch. So he gives it to him, but just not as consistently.
To her left side.
Gelbaugh 1st and 10. Takes it himself and hook slides down to the 49-yard line. Well, coming up next on ABC Sports, the PGA Tour's top professionals are in Texas, shooting for $1.2 million and the title at the Shell Houston Open. Live final round coverage follows today's game next on ABC Sports.
Right now, the leader's Fred Funk out there at the TPC at the Woodlands.
How's your golf game? About like the Monarchs right now?
Playing to about a 17 right now. Needs to come down a little bit.
What'd you get on the second hole?
Yeah.
Gelbaugh complete to his tight end, Ted Popson. And what a lick by Dan Land. It rocked his world. There's a look at the Shell Houston Open leaderboard. Back on the field, Popson was shaken up after that hit. You know, Tim, Roy Hart said something interesting yesterday at practice when we were watching the Monarchs. He said that because this team had moved away from Bush, where they stayed last year, they were secluded, they were isolated from downtown London. Because they moved them into a hotel, that they kind of lost some of their togetherness. They weren't the same type of unit emotionally and spiritually, and they didn't have quite the togetherness that they had last year.
Well, that could very well be the case, but I think the biggest determining factor of why they are now 1-4-1 instead of winning like they were last year when they finished 9-1 is because they lost so many players. This is a dramatically different team than the team that won the world title last year, and I say that because while other teams improved through NFL allocation because they had some things, this team lost players. They lost all world players, at least 8 of them, including Hart and Horton, which we've talked about, and quite a few others.
Yeah, there's some question as to whether the NFL allocation draft really served its purpose. Some teams were helped more than others. 2:35 remaining in the third quarter. Knights showing blitz, and here they come again. But Gelbaugh gets it off to Sargent.
His forward progress looks about the 32-yard line.
Well, the NFL allocation that you mentioned has definitely been a factor in this league. We showed David Archer at halftime, and of course he is one of those players, as is Reggie Slack. The only problem with it is that there's been some disparity. Some teams got more of those guys than others.
Sacramento being one of them?
Well, a lot of the teams out west.
San Antonio. 3rd down and 4 at the 35 now. Gelbaugh, quick drop, completes it to the 30-yard line to Tony Sargent. They're working on the tight end Popson, who was shaken up a couple of plays ago. It's been a hard-hitting game. We talked about the fierce rivalry between these two teams.
This has been the best drive that Gelbaugh has had all day. He's seeing the blitz coming. He's going to the quick 3-step drop and throw. If they play soft in the corners, he's hitting it quickly. He's got the first down.
Crowd up on its feet. Gelbaugh incomplete, intended for Sargent again. Joe Johnson came up and broke it up.
That ball was catchable. I can see where Stan is getting frustrated now. Early on, he wasn't even close. He was throwing the ball all over the lot, but now he's putting the ball where it's catchable. The guys are coming up shorthanded. They're feeling the hit. They can feel the footsteps, hear the footsteps around them, and they're pulling their arms in.
Exactly the case it looked like there with Tony Sargent. Stan Gelbaugh, 16 of 33, for 198 yards this afternoon. But only 3 points on the scoreboard. Going up top, he's got a man open. And he overthrows Sean Foster.
Boy, he had the coverage he wanted. One-on-one out there. He had Foster open and just overthrew him.
Other games going on in the World League today. Orlando increasing its lead over San Antonio. A tough place to win ball games. In San Marcos. And Sacramento, a 10-point lead over Montreal. That game being played at the Big O. Boy, what a race going on in the North American West Division. Birmingham winning yesterday. Sacramento leading Montreal. If they hang on to win, it'll really be a logjam atop. And Gelbaugh goes down under pressure, this time from Ron Sancho.
Sancho's played well all day. You know that? He's been aggressive. He's been finding the openings and getting in there and making the tackles.
Ron Sancho, 6'2", 240, out of LSU. And you think Mouse is excited? Have a look.
See, you can be that way when you lead 27-3 in the third quarter.
Oh, yeah. It's easy. Phil Alexander now attempting a field goal from 52 yards. He made one earlier from 48, missed one from 45. He's got something on this. Hello, Phil Alexander. The Operation Discovery player says, hello, America. He nails it from 52.
The race for the America's Cup begins Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Why is the new phone card from Sprint not just another calling card? Now your card number is based on your home number, so it's easy to use. It'll deliver a message for you, even to someone whose line is busy. Lets you set up your own three-way conference calls. Its info hotline lets you check stocks, weather, sports, even news. Call now and it even comes with 100 minutes free. Try getting all that with another phone company's calling card.
Well, you're stuck here. Where is here? This is Lake Edna.
Lake Edna?
Hammer.
We gotta make this shit. Wait a minute.
Sound like it's gonna be another one of those.
Isn't that? Sure looks like it. That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
Yo, this is one of those records when the
KFC honey barbecue fried chicken. Something new in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
I'd do anything for my baby. Anything for my baby. Anything for my baby, baby Ruth.
If you're nuts about nougat, crazy for caramel, and absolutely wild about peanuts, you'd do anything for a Baby Ruth.
Anything for my baby, anything for my baby, baby Ruth.
Back at the Meadowlands, London trails by 3 touchdowns with 26 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Air McNair loosening up the arm on the sidelines. Just got a big roar out of the crowd here at the Meadowlands as the score from the Knicks-Pistons game was announced. The Knicks lead it by a few. This is Burbage. Burbage is tripped up at the 19, and he wiggles forward to the 24. And let's have another look at Mouse's reaction.
Take a look and listen.
Like shit. Bring it, bring it! That a baby!
Mouse Davis. Words out of the mouth of the Mouse. Interesting how he drafted, or his receivers rather, are all about 5'5". I think he lives vicariously through them, except for Byron Williams. They're on the short side.
That's not unusual, especially in this offense. The Gamblers had that in the USFL. I think the Denver Gold did. The Redskins went through the Smurfs.
Coach for Portland State. Tell you they can move. That's all that counts. Reggie Slack now finds one of those small guys, Davis Smith, and he's brought down to the 44. Small guys with big heart. And that'll be the last play of the third quarter at the Meadowlands. We'll return with more World League action after this from our ABC station.
From gospel singer to superstar.
Well, in our never-ending search for just the right music, right now let's go to Julie's world.
Continuing our musical tradition in the World League, today we feature the Country Knights.
I still love you the rest of my life. I still love you the rest of my life.
Woo!
Oh,
beautiful.
Man, do I love it. I love it. John Evans, Bob Liljedal, and place kicker Kendall Traynor with the music. What is this, the Nashville Network? The Singing Cowboys. Tell you, London, they might be playing the blues.
Knights are playing London like they played that guitar. I mean, that's another first down right there.
Reggie Slack almost goes down. Look at the strength of this guy. Reggie Slack, boy, he must have some kind of grease or something on him. He is slippery. Got away from Ricky Williams that time.
And I'll guarantee you Jack Pardee is watching this with great interest. You know, Warren Moon's not going to be around for a long time, and this guy's coming on. He's out of Auburn. He's strong. He's 220 pounds. Look at him, just swings the defender off of him and finds the safety of the sideline. How about that? Leading rusher, 7.5 yards per carry.
Hey, we said he wanted to be a running back, right?
He said it.
Slack to pass this time. Fires complete to number 80, Andre Alexander. Double A makes his first reception of the afternoon. And look at our statistics. Time of possession in London's favor, but they trail on the scoreboard in a big way. 183 yards passing by Gelbaugh compared to 143 by Slack.
And it could be worse. Look at New York, New Jersey, and go down to the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one, the red zone points. They're only 2 of 10. Had they converted and scored when they had the opportunities, this could really be bad. Instead, it's just 27-6.
Davis Smith goes in motion to the right. Slack finds Smith. Touchdown Knights.
What do you mean only? Reggie heard me.
And here we go. Jump. It's crisscross time.
18-yard strike. You tell me the Monarchs haven't packed up and already gone home. I mean, they are not playing aggressively. Slack, 1, 2, 3, bang, right in the zone. And there's Smith for the touchdown.
Yeah, the Monarchs wishing that Reggie would cut them some slack right now. They are piling it on in a big, big way. That's the first touchdown reception for Davis Smith this year. Reggie Slack leading the Knights on to victory. We've got 12:50 remaining.
Hey, fellas, have you seen what McCulloch's been up to?
Meadowlands Kendall Trainer kicking off for the 7th time today, getting a good workout. His team leading 34-6.
We said in the beginning of the game that London was just going through the motions. They were floundering. There's no fire, that they've quit, and they have. The only spark they had was last week when Fred McNair got in the ball game, and he's coming in this series. There's Tony the T-Man. As soon as this ball's kicked, he'll come out and pick it up. He may even try to do a cartwheel. Last time he tried one and the earth shattered.
Deep in the end zone. McManus. And here comes Tony.
Look at Tony moves in sections. Watch this. Now watch. Throw the tee off, Tony. Throw it off. All right, come on. There you go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you feel that tremble?
Oh, my God.
Another one. That was 6.8.
Oh, it shook me up.
And as I said, Fred McNair comes in the ball game. We'll see what happens now.
They didn't bring it up.
Trying to rattle McNair with that.
Tony, the T-Man.
He worked up a good lather coming out. McNair hands off on his first play to Jeff Alexander, who's out to the 26-yard line.
It is the World League, and Tony the T-Man is a star. Throw the tee off. All right, now watch this, Tony. All right, boom, boom. All right, now one more time, Tony. Get up, do it again. Same thing. See that? Follow the X. And there you go.
Definitely not a body by Jake. Body by Tony. And this is David Harbour. Out to close to the 30-yard line. Look like the Michelin Man, Tony does, doesn't he?
Fred McNair, we told you last week, 19 of 28, 2 touchdowns, made very few mistakes, no interceptions. That was against the Surge. 224-pounder out of Alcorn State.
Completes this pass to the 37-yard line. And now his receiver, Bernard Ford, takes his man out to the 43.
Don't want to take anything away from Stan Gelbaugh. He was the World League most valuable player last year. He's going to the NFL after this. But this team just seems to pick up when Fred McNair comes into the ball game. He's strong-armed, and he is extremely mobile.
Tim, hindsight is always 20/20, of course. But do you think maybe you go to McNair a little earlier if you had to do it all over again? I mean, Coach Wilsey might be thinking that when the day ends.
False start.
I'm surprised he didn't go to him a little bit earlier today.
Prior to the snap. 5 yards, still first down.
You know, the shame is that a lot of people will look at Coach Wilsey and say that, oh, it must be the coach's fault. But you've got to realize that this team lost a lot of players to the National Football League. McNair fighting for his life. Throws incomplete to his tight end, Harbour.
But with his mobility, with his strength, he avoided the sack, threw the ball away. He doesn't lose any yardage there.
Yeah, McNair has already played on a championship team. He played with Toronto Argonauts up in the Canadian Football League.
And may very well go back there. Now, Don Matthews, who was coaching down in Orlando in this league last year, is up in Canada. He wants him. Saskatchewan is looking at him, and they would like to have him up there in the Canadian Football League again.
Fred McNair trying his luck right now in the fourth quarter with 11:02 to play.
Blitz is coming.
And he tries to get rid of it, eludes one tackler, and now fumbles it. The ball's loose. And the Knights get it back.
Nothing will help him today. Nothing will help him.
Cecil Fletcher recovered the London fumble.
You know, you say it's not the coach, that there have been dramatic changes, and there have been, but I'll tell you what, I'd say Ray Wilsey's in a little bit of trouble. Here comes the blitz. You see it coming. Pressure comes backside. Now you've got to protect the ball. That mobility's great, but when you got Danny Land hanging on you and stripping and raking, tuck it away.
Doug Peterson now enters as quarterback for the Knights.
You know, the crowd's been chanting, "We want Doug," for about the last 15 minutes. Here he is.
Friends and relatives, maybe. Peterson fires on his first play. Incomplete, and Dedrick Dodge rocks Alexander's world. Boy, I tell you, Dedrick Dodge, I'd love to hear what he has to say down on the field, because he says a lot. A lot of intensity on his part still.
Ask him afterwards what he said. Don't open that mic.
Well, it's time to get out of Dodge for London. They trail 34-6. Last time Peterson played was down in Orlando when Slack got hurt. He goes into the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Byron Williams. Smith was there to defend the play. Well, next Sunday on ABC Sports, it's an East-West battle for the World League supremacy. Division-leading San Antonio rides into Barcelona to meet Europe's best, the Dragons, or the resurgent Knights now continue their drive for a playoff berth as they travel to Ohio to take on the Glory, who, by the way, won their first game last night. In front of over 41,000, too. On third down, Peterson's not shy. Incomplete for Williams at the 10. Well, usually they like a quarterback to hand off the first time he touches the ball. Peterson comes in and airs it out 3 times.
You know, one of the new rules that they just put in 2 weeks ago, being the World League, they can do that, is they stop the clock, the game clock, after an incompleted pass. They weren't doing that early on. The game was flying. So we still have 10.5 minutes left in this game. It's almost, well, what is it, 24? So you're getting more plays and longer games now.
And London wishes it would end right now, you'd think. Anyway, Traynor misses this one. He is no good from 43 yards. But it's still all New York, New Jersey. They call them the Nightlife. The New York, New Jersey Knights dance team. Lots of smiles on their faces and lots of smiles on the faces of over 30,000 people on hand here this afternoon. 30,112 to be exact. And they do have, by the way, over 18,000 season ticket holders here for the Knights. McNair complete to Bernard Ford that time. Quick drop back, no pressure, and got the pass off.
Ford has really played well the last 3 games. He struggled a little bit early on, but now he's really playing well. That's his 24th catch of the year.
Ford today is 6 for 114 yards. So he's had a productive afternoon, individually anyway. McNair looking for the screen pass. That could have been picked off. McNair trying to figure out who was in the wrong on that play. And the Knicks will move on to the next round. They defeat the Pistons by 7 points in a tough 5-game series.
I'll tell you what, that was a tougher series than I had anticipated. Although the Knicks did struggle down the stretch and then all the way through this series. But now the Bulls come in. Of course, Michael had 56 the other night.
Yeah, and you know right now he's on the golf course, I bet, too. He's that worried. During the series, the Knicks had their hands full with Chicago. Philander Newton makes the sack on McNair.
You know, the thing is, they're not even hiding this. He's loading up right now. See him coming out of the right hand of your screen? Again, it's just numbers. You've got 5 blockers. You load up 6 and 7 guys. They're coming on the blitz. If you don't pick it up, somebody's coming free.
Tim, let's look ahead a little bit on London's part. If you're Coach Ray Wilsey, you're mathematically eliminated. Do you start playing McNair regularly? Do you maybe start him? You mail it in? What do you do?
Well, I've got to believe that McNair is going to be their future. And Stan Gelbaugh is going back to the NFL. He's going to play with Seattle. Larry Kinnan, who was this coach last year, is there, so he's got a good marriage there. I think Fred McNair needs some more development. I think he's going to be their quarterback of the future. Yes, I would seriously start to consider that.
And they just announced that score that we showed you a few moments ago. The Knicks defeating the Pistons. That wasn't the roar for Tim Brandt's dance move. Approaching 9 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. And there's a penalty against the Monarchs.
Delay of game. Again, that's just a lack of not paying attention.
Next week, London goes to Orlando. And after that, it's on to Montreal, and they finish up the season in Frankfurt. Collect a few frequent flyer miles. I'm sure they'd rather have a spot in the playoffs, though. Alsbury to punt from his own 17. Gets it off. A nice high kick. Fair catch called back at the 30 by Smith.
You know, Mark, that's another one of the difficulties of this league. You talk about this road trip. It's a 4-game road trip, 23 days, 3 countries, almost 10,000 miles. London, touring the world league.
Open road, mountain high.
Hey, New York's a great place to be if you're a sports fan this afternoon. The Knicks playing, the Yankees, Knights, New York Rangers playing tonight. Get your tickets and popcorn.
And they still get more than 30,000 out here. That's impressive.
Good show. The Knights have put on a good show. Peterson hands off to Eric Wilkerson. And in our other game on ABC, a battle of division leaders, San Antonio taking on Orlando in the 4th quarter. Orlando leads by 11 points, and Sacramento is in Montreal playing La Machine. Head coach Jacques Dussault's club struggling just a little bit.
San Antonio trying to go to 6-1. Orlando 2-4, but giving them all they can handle.
San Antonio with that tough defense. 8 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Peterson complete to Burbage at the 35-yard line.
You know what I can't figure out, though? Here's Cornell getting out of bounds, stopping the clock at 7:53. This is a team that's leading 34-6. Stay in bounds. Let the clock roll.
There is a matter of statistics, though. Maybe they want to pile them on. I mean, there are incentives in this league for finishing with the most yardage or reception. Third down and 4. Peterson complete to Byron Williams. And Byron steps out of bounds at the 48-yard line. We talked earlier about Roy Hart. There's a look at him there.
It's nice. Get to see a lot, see the world.
I'll tell you, he didn't buy that down the street in the drugstore. Look at that thing. That's some camera.
You can see downtown Manhattan with that thing.
See what happens when you turn to the NFL, you make that big money. That puts new meaning in studying the pictures, studying the films.
Orlando just scored. They tack on another touchdown and now lead 39-21. If I'm Coach Wilsey, I'd take my chances, sneak him in the lineup now if he wants to.
Somebody ought to tell Roy Hart to turn that toward the field, though.
Oh, boy. Peterson's pass is incomplete.
Miles Davis. Oh, I've spent some time with him. He loves that run and shoot. Got it from Tiger Ellison. Tiger Ellison was a high school coach, was 0-5, was frustrated, sat in a park one day, watched some kids play touch. He said, you know, this game is easy. They play inside, you go outside. They play outside, you go inside. So he went back, told his kids to start having fun. That's the offense they put in. That's how the run and shoot came about. Mouse picked it up from Tiger, and he's developed it ever since.
Miles Davis all smiles. His team looking at its third consecutive win. Burbage complete at the 46. Boy, happy 1 second, and look at him the next.
He wants his guys to stay on the field. Let's go. Go up the field, get positive yards, let the clock roll. Let's get out of here. Guys have done a great job. Mouse is getting hungry over there.
Yeah, he sniffs that cheese. Peterson under pressure, and he goes down.
Gotta go back in this motherfucker.
Miller with the sack that time, and could use about 20 or 30 more of those this year. Kind of late, though. Peterson, as I mentioned earlier, saw action when New York lost 2 of its quarterbacks in their game a couple of weeks ago against Orlando. Came in and did a pretty good job, too. Lil Jadal to punt it is Singing Cowboy, who you heard from earlier.
You know, you showed the score of that Orlando game, and the Orlando game plays big here at New York, New Jersey, because they're both in the same division, the North American East. New York, New Jersey still feels it's very much alive, and they have to win all the rest of their games. They'll get their 3rd win today, and if Orlando should lose, they will stay at 5. So with 3 games to play after this one, New York, New Jersey still thinks it has a shot at that wild card, at least.
Next week they're in Ohio, then it's off to Barcelona and then Montreal. Lil Jadal's punt bounces at the 32, and I'll use this word carefully. I think it's downed at the 34.
Not only down, but picked up and grabbed and held. Now, there's a penalty against London.
Might be running into the punter.
Yeah, see, that should be a first down for New York, New Jersey. There's Ricky Williams that ran into him. You know what? I don't know what this call is now. The officials are just going to talk about it for a while.
It's been a strange type of afternoon for the officials.
Running into the kicker, number 56 on the defense, 5 yards, still 4th down.
Okay, so it's not enough for the first.
Miles Davis still barking on the sidelines. Not a big fan of Dedrick Dodges.
No, he's not. He thinks Dedrick Dodge is taking some cheap shots today. It upsets him. He doesn't want any of his players to get hurt. He's letting the officials know that he thinks Dodge is going in low. He's doing things that he shouldn't be doing. So he's just bringing their attention to it.
Lil Jadal punts this one that lands at the 10 for Ford. And Ford is tripped up at the 20, slides across to the 21. A 42-yard punt by Bob Lil Jadal, the Singing Cowboys. One of the Singing Knights. A 42-yard punt, 12 on the return.
The business climate is so competitive today.
Jeez, that's a pathetic call. That is absolutely terrible. I mean, everyone knows the guy does it all the time. Slugs, bites, kicks, and we get our guy kicked out. Unbelievable.
No justice in this world. He was referring to Danny Lockett, who was on the bottom of the pile, actually, in an altercation earlier in the second quarter. It almost turned into a big brawl. Mouse was going after the officials there. Here's a pass from McNair to Ford, complete down to the 37-yard line. And right now, Julie Moran is standing around with Danny Lockett, who was on the bottom of that pile. Julie?
All right, Danny, we have a clip of Mouse Davis saying that there was some biting going on out there, scratching. What was the case out there?
I don't think any biting, maybe some scratching. Of course, this is football, not a volleyball game. So you're going to, it's physical out there. And, you can't expect much, less than that. I mean, right now, we're being out physical. They're coming up on the big end of the deal. We're just not playing our football this year.
All right, thanks, Danny. Back to you, Mark.
Yeah, Julie, I'm not sure if there was any biting going on, but I thought I saw something in Danny Lockett's teeth.
This game well in hand. New York has just dominated.
And barring a major miracle, the London Monarchs will lose. The Knights increase their winning streak to 3 games. And next week they will be in Ohio. We're going to say goodbye. Golf is coming up next on ABC. For Julie Moran and for Tim Brandt, I'm Mark Jones. We'll see you next week in Ohio on the World League.
Coming up, the PGA Tour's best teeing up in Texas for the final round of the $1.2 million Shell Houston Open. It's live next on ABC Sports. World League Football has been brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. By AT&T, the right choice. By Kawasaki, let the good do.
Cinematographers. And this rich girl's fallen for a boy from the wrong side of the tracks while she hides a pampered past. Every month, Cinemax takes us to the dark netherworld of deceit, subversion, and espionage. Among May's offerings, an erotic thriller, Legal Tender, featuring the not-so-tender Morton Downey Jr. hamming it up as a sleazy drug dealer. There's also a romantic thriller with a supernatural twist, White Light. We want you to have some fun Saturday nights, so Cinemax puts you in the driver's seat at the kind of drive-in you fondly remember. So sit back while we fight back, bounce back, and kick back in May with The King of the Kickboxers and The Killing Streets. Later this month, The Dice Man Cometh with Dice Rules. And, oh, by the way, just the biggest movie marathon in television history as Cinemax begins its summer of 1,000 movies. Like movies? They're here waiting for you in May on Cinemax.